Welcome Veve fam. In this video I'll be talking about the MTL, that's the money transfer license. Talking about that, share my thoughts, not all of them positive, having a discussion, and I'd love to know in the comments below what you think around MTL. So I'm going to get right into it. I do not think MTL will be happening anytime soon. I know in the past Veve have said they're working on it, but Veve have said a number of times about a number of different issues, projects, upgrades, etc. that soon, and unfortunately it doesn't always materialise. Now that's not me having a go at Veve, that's just a statement of fact. You know, they promise things, don't always have the resources to make those things a reality, and that's just one of those things we have to accept about Veve and positioning just now in terms of a company. So MTL, as I said, is the money transfer license. In simple terms, it's a way of taking your existing gems that's on the app and transfer them out into your own local currency. So in my case that would be British pounds. For a lot of people watching this, it might be American dollars. But the idea is you can essentially cash out, take, if you made any profits, any gems, into real money and spend it on other things you want. So that's the concept of the MTL, the money transfer license. And they need to kind of work on an individual basis with each country around the world, with that country's own financial regulations around cash, their own regulations around crypto, NFTs, etc. if any exist, and trying to come up with a system that works within the rules, makes it easy for people to use, and is kind of fully compliant with any guidance, any rules, and also not open to abuse through criminal activity or just through fraud and other things like that. So for that reason, there's a lot of hoops they've got to jump through. We've already said that they won't be able to put in the MTL for every country around the world. They haven't even stated which countries are likely and which aren't. So that tells me that they're going through a lot of effort to try and make this happen, but it's going to take a very long time. And I don't think it's a technical ask. I don't think it's the issue it's going to take so long. It's because technically it's challenging for them to program stuff into the app to make this a possibility. I generally just feel like they've got the technical stuff nailed down through beta testing, and now it's just a case of going through all the legal and somewhat critical jumps and hoops they've got to go through to make this a reality in the vast majority of countries that want to make this happen. And for that could take a horrendous amount of time. You're going to have to spend money on lawyers to make this happen, and every time people take gems out of the app, technically Veve could be losing money on that as well, because they want gems on app, want all the transactions to be on app, and want all your money to be on the app as well. So I don't see it happening this month, I don't see it happening next month, I don't see it happening April, May, June or July. I think it'll be towards the end of this year. We see it fully rolled out and people can actually do it on a regular basis. So that's the first thing, is it still has to happen yet. I think it'll be late on this year before it happens. And even when it does happen, there will be, I think, a few caveats to this. And the first one I already mentioned there was the fact it won't be available in every country. I suspect they'll have a core group of countries signed up and on at one time and be adding to it as time progresses. I also think, regardless of which country you're in, when you try and convert your gems out into whatever local currency you want, Veve will slap a transaction fee on that. It could be anything from 5, 10, 15 to 20%. Basically meaning if you've got 1,000 gems, Veve will keep the hold of 200 gems just for you to take those 800 remaining gems out of the app, at which point you may be subject to taxation within your own local country, completely dependent on the rules in that country. I'm not a financial expert, please don't take any of this as kind of financial advice, just share my own purpose, my own thoughts for entertainment. The next thing to consider as well, particularly when it does start to roll out, is I don't think you'll be able to take all your gems out in one go. I think there will be limits on the amount you can take out of, and also limits on how often you can take out in a space of time. So it might be 500 gems a week, 500 gems a month, we just don't know. But I do think those limitations would be in place, just to kind of prevent that massive exodus of gems at one time. You kind of see something else already happen when it comes to buying gems. There is a lot of times a cap in terms of the amount of gems you can buy at a certain point in a day, and you can only kind of stock up so much in advance of a drop, or just want to buy something on the marketplace. So I can see something similar happening for many reasons. As I mentioned, it stops a cash out. It's also to kind of prevent people potentially taking out a huge amount of gems in one go and then take that money and not being subject to any sort of financial transactions or financial regulations. So I can see that being a real possibility in terms of limiting what you can and how often you can take out money from the app. And again, I'm not criticising any of this, I just think this is going to be the facts. in my own country, in the UK and Scotland, you've got a limit on what you can take out on your cash machine on a daily basis. If you want more, you have to actually go into the bank and actually speak to someone, and then they'll kind of ask you why and go through various transactions. I also believe when it comes to the amount of money, if it's too high, it can trigger some alerts to say actually this person's transferred $10,000, £10,000. It might be suspicious and flag it for activity on that account, which can happen quite often. So yeah, I'm just going to say I'm not trying to be overly negative, I'm just trying to give my honest take on things that's happening in the app and things that could be happening in the future. This is speculation, but it's kind of based on how other financial things happen in terms of transactions and what would make logical sense from Veve's perspective, both protecting themselves and their shareholders, but also protecting users on the app as well. But my final point on that kind of review is when MTL does happen, yes, I think people will take opportunity to take money out of the app, but I also think I'll give people opportunity to buy in because you'll feel more confident whatever money you put in, you have the possibility of getting money back out at some point as well. So I think that would be very good to see. I hope also that people don't sit on things for a long time, as in sitting a lot of gems hoping for MTL to happen this week, next week, or the week after. If it does, when it does happen, Veve will be proactive in announcing it and it'll give people time. I do suspect potentially a gem squeeze when that happens, but again, I do think that gem squeeze will quickly pass as more people come into the app because they feel more confident about what's going on and they feel like they can really just start putting money in because they feel confident enough to get money out. When I'm talking to people who aren't familiar with crypto or NFT, kind of the biggest concern for them when it comes to putting money in is they can't get the money back out. So even if you told them you can put $10 worth in and 10x that, 100x that to 1,000 gems, we don't really see that as profit or as a benefit just now because they can't get those 1,000 gems back out. All we see is that $10 is still stuck in the app with no way for that money to get back out just now. So I do think that puts a lot of people off just now. Other NFT products out there on OpenSea, etc., you can put money in and get money back out. You've got to pay transaction fees, you've got to pay gas fees, but it is possible to do that. I think that's why more people are willing to kind of take a gamble on those type of projects, and I also think that's why you get more famous people, more people with money in the whales out there putting money in, because it is easier from their point of view to put money in and take money back out. People like to have as much control as possible over their finances, and so for the moment I do feel like the MTL will hinder some people coming to the app. I do think we'll always be getting new people all the time, the way it's AMA talked about new people coming to the app, but I think there could be so much more people coming once we have the ability to take money back out of the app. So as I said, please let me know in the comments below what you think around timescales for MTL, what you think will be restrictions, if there'll be any, and also let me know what you think about this video. Do hit the like button, it really helps other people find this content, and please do subscribe to the channel if you want other content like this in the future. In the meantime, please check out this video here, it's been very popular on the channel, or you can check out this video here, it's brand new, I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.